What's up, guys? This is Beyond the Screen Weekly, and today we're talking about Top Gun Maverick. So, Leo, what was your initial thoughts on the movie?
I thought it was good. I wasn't like a super big fan of the first one. Like it was all right, but I wasn't like super hyped on it like some of the older movies of that generation. But seeing this one definitely changed my mind. I'm definitely more a fan of the sequel than the original, but the original still holds its weight on. Like we wouldn't have this one without the original.
100%, dude. This movie was honestly like a solid like 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
I fucking loved it. Like literally every second of this movie was like adrenaline, fucking
I expected it.
nuts.
I expected it to be good, but going into the theater, I was like, it's like even better. Like the first hour and a half, I'm like, yeah, this is a pretty solid movie. I think it's the last like 45 minutes, and I'm losing my fucking mind the whole time. The movie starts out, he's testing this new jet for the military, trying to get past what was it? It was like 10
Mach 10.
Mach
Mach
10
10, which
because
is like 7,500 miles per hour,
yeah,
by
it's
the way.
like crazy
It's
speed.
insane.
No one's ever done it before. And basically, they're shutting the program that he's in down because they're going to replace it just with drones now. And so they cancel the launch, but he's like, nah, I'm still
No,
gonna do
fuck that.
it.
After this whole like beginning sequence of him like doing like the trial run or whatever, of like going Mach 10,
Yeah,
and then he goes and sees what's his name,
Ed Harris.
Ed Harris's character, and he goes, "Oh, like you did this, like you should be discharged, all this stuff, but
But
we're sending you back to Top Gun," and then it hits like the fucking music notes,
and then it
and then
cuts
they
to
just
like the
fucking
intro,
yep.
him back in San Diego on the bike, on
Yeah.
the same airfield doing it and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it has like it starts off with all these like nostalgic beats, like the intro, the beginning credits of the movie is essentially straight from the
Straight
original
from the
movie.
original, but like
Um,
updated.
yeah, a little bit updated, obviously with like new jets, new all that stuff. And the first like 30, 45 minutes is like all that kind of like fan servicey,
Yeah.
like callbacks to the
But it's
original.
not like
It's
overbearing
not
like
like
some movies
no,
do. Like
it's
some movies rely too heavy on nostalgia, like
yeah.
a certain movie that just came out recently. But it did it well and it did it tastefully, you know.
Yeah, no, it did it without being like so in your face about it,
Yeah,
and it kind of knows like what it's doing too. Where it's like we're fucking teasing your dick about this basically,
yeah,
and like we know we are.
yeah.
Um, and then I don't know, just from then on, like with all like the new characters, like Miles Teller plays Rooster, which is really cool to see like how or Maverick kind of deals um, with Rooster, obviously being his dead partner's son.
Yeah.
And
There's a there's a there's some animosity between Rooster and Maverick because Rooster went into the Air Force, like Maverick and his dad did, and then there's a certain thing that Maverick does to Rooster that kind of creates this tension between them. But like that's what I said with the movie. Like it starts out like it's the original Top Gun. Like it's
yeah,
all these new guys. He's the trainer now. You know, you have Miles Teller, Glenn Powell. Like they're
yeah.
Maverick and Iceman of this movie.
He's the trainer, but he's kind of past his prime almost, that kind of idea. But then everybody kind of knows he's like the best fucking pilot to ever
Yeah,
live.
like
Um,
no one's better than him. Even though he does all this shit, like breaks the rules, does all this stuff.
literally doesn't abide by the rules whatsoever, and he just fucking kicks ass. I don't know. This movie's like the ultimate. We were talking about it, like the ultimate like dad movie.
Yeah,
Those movies like where you take your dad to, and your dad's gonna fucking talk about it for the next year,
yeah,
and he's like,
like
"Oh,
Ford versus Ferrari.
it's not as good as fucking Top Gun." Like,
Yeah, but I feel like everyone in the theater when we saw this, everyone was like, "This is really fucking
no, dude,
good."
everybody like
Yeah,
I legit texted my parents right after I saw this movie for the first time. I was like, "You guys got to see this fucking movie."
yeah. I was
Like,
at work the whole day, like asking people, like, "Hey, what are you doing this weekend?" "Oh, we're gonna go see a movie." I was like, "Oh, it
dude,
better be Top Gun."
yeah, that drive home after we saw it, we were both like screaming, like
Yeah,
we were
like
like,
you get
"Top
in
Gun,
it.
baby!"
So the movie. So like I said, the movie starts out like the original Top Gun. They all are training to do this secret mission for the military, and that's when I was like, oh yeah, this is a really good movie.
Yeah,
It's kind of like how Force Awakens is very much like A New Hope. I was like,
but
oh, this is a really good movie.
that
But then
second
the
half,
last
yeah.
45 minutes to like an hour, it turns into a completely different movie, and I was
Yeah,
blown
so
away.
there's one. So after they do the mission or whatever, and there is a basically 20-minute sequence after that where I was like, okay, well, this is gonna end right now. Like, oh, it was a really good movie, and then it just gets better
Yeah.
after. Like, and it's nuts. So you get to see basically Maverick do shit he's never done
Yeah.
before, and it really like ties in well with like his story with the other characters and stuff, and it's really really awesome to watch.
So I'm gonna spoil it because you should have enough time to see this movie
Yeah,
by
if
now.
you haven't seen this movie by now, you're fucking
So turn
tripping.
off now if you haven't seen it yet. But in the movie, it turns out that they're gonna basically part of their mission. They have to bomb this like missile silo, and they only have a certain amount of time to do it. And
And
Maverick calculates it out. It's two
they have to
minutes.
stay low as well.
Yeah,
They have to stay under 100 feet, or else the so there's basically these like turrets that have missiles that shoot aircrafts out of the sky,
yeah.
and if they're under 100 feet, they can't detect them on the
And
radar.
they have to do it. They have to do it in 2 minutes and like 30 seconds, and they have enough time to get out of there because then the enemy jets are gonna scramble and get them. And then John Hamm plays the general who's kind of like a hard ass to Maverick, and tells and basically kicks him out of the program because he keeps breaking the rules. And then, well, also too because Iceman passes away, and Iceman was the only one keeping Maverick in his spot in the military.
Yeah.
He was still just technically a trainer. But so John Hamm tries to push it up to 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and everyone's telling him like it can't be
can't
done.
do
Like you're
it.
gonna kill us. Like we're
And
gonna die.
I was pissed because I missed this scene because I was really taking a piss the first time I
Yeah,
watched
you
it.
like had to go piss, and I was like, you left
Because
the worst
because the
possible
scene
time.
before that, he's like talking to Jennifer Connelly's character, and I was like, "Oh, this would be a good time to go to the restroom."
Yeah,
I walk out, and then the bathroom is literally almost right outside the door of the IMAX theater we watched it at, and I just hear fucking jets and like music, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" So I
this is
fucking
my that was my favorite sequence of the whole movie was
yeah.
Tom Cruise basically sneaks back onto the base and takes one of the jets and resets it back to
Yeah,
the
and
original time to prove that they can do it within 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
it's that scene was so good because I watched it for a second time in the theater. Seeing that scene where he just pops up on the radar and they're like, "Who the fuck's flying right now?" And
Yeah,
then he's like, "Hello, aviators," and then you hear
yeah,
him on the fucking microphone.
and they get hella hyped, and John Hamm's hella pissed.
And he doesn't he finish it under the goal? He finishes it in like 2 minutes or something. Yeah,
Like a couple seconds under the goal. But the hard part is when they go up above this crest, they have to immediately go upside
because it's in
down
like a
and
crater.
go down. And so the G forces, you have to be able to take it, or else you pass out. And he like in the when Tom Cruise does it, you see him almost like pass out, and he's still able to aim his missile at the target and hit it.
By himself.
And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is getting way better.
And can we talk about how all this shit is like done for real
Yeah,
too? All this shit is like done practically. So when
the
they're
only CG is when the jets like explode.
yeah,
That's it.
and so
Everything else is real.
so they're flying for real. Like you can see like in those kind of scenes where they do that, you can see their face getting pulled by the G forces. It's
Yeah.
nuts. So
They've spent like I think they said it's like $13,000 an hour to be, and that was a cheap rate for like to
yeah,
be in like the jets and stuff with the actual fighter pilots and stuff.
it's insane, dude. I don't know. Overall, honestly, I'd give it like a fucking 10 out of 10.
I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
It's definitely my top three movies this year. I would say this and Everything Everywhere All at Once were my favorite.
Yeah, I would say everything everywhere all at once is like my number one, and then this is my number two.
Yeah, they're both kind of like peak different types of movies. So
But
like
they're both done so
yeah,
well.
Everything Everywhere All at Once is kind of like that like artsy kind of like I've never seen a movie like this before, like where it's super original. And then Top Gun is like that fucking blockbuster,
Yeah.
badass, like insane action
It's like the
movie.
summer movie. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna be seeing it all summer and stuff like that.
Exactly. Like
It's so
it's
good.
really rewatchable. Like yeah, honestly, if I
I'm
turn it
pre-ordering
on
the
right now,
Steelbook.
yeah.
I'm gonna watch it the first day it comes out. Like it's so good. I also want to see the behind the scenes because
Oh yeah.
Tom Cruise does everything for real. Like my man is eventually gonna kill himself doing
That
movie
fool's fucking
stunts.
insane, dude.
He doesn't. He's his commitment. Like say what you will about him as like a person, but as like an actor, his commitment to these roles is fucking.
You got to
insane.
respect it.
You got to respect the hustle and how much he puts into these roles, and just like, no, I want to do it all real. Like, look at the next Mission Impossible. My man threw a train off a bridge.
Yeah, they threw a train off a fucking
and
bridge.
then he like just jumped the
Guy
cliff.
dies off a cliff.
Like it's just crazy. And my man's almost like 60.
Yeah.
Like, and he's just now starting to show his age. Like
Yeah.
he just
You
like
can tell he's a little bit older in this movie.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
physically. But I don't know. Insanely good movie. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys are fucking up.
Just want to manage expectations.